Call by reference. This is lecture video number 2. We have a Python program using call by reference. In this call by reference, we will be going to define num. That is, in this code, it is x equal to 0 and 20. First list is list consisting of 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. That is, the first value of list is 10 before the changing of the call by reference value. Okay, we are going to pass this list in a my function, where the function being called in a my function of x, where the x of array or x of list, we are going to pass the value and we are going to print the list. What happens is that instead of 10, the 20 gets been replaced. This is called mutable. It is called mutable. Hence, the call by reference is called mutable. Next, the output of the program will consisting of, for example, you have a list x equal to 20, 30, 40, and list is called 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We are going to pass list and print. What happens? What will be output of the program? What will be the output of the program is nothing but instead of 10, 11, 12, 20, 30, 40 will be getting replaced, or the instead of 10, 11, 12 it is mutable, so 20, 30, 40 will be getting replaced. So the output of the list will be, output of x will be what the list will be having is that it has 20, 30, 40, 13, 14 and 15. The next will be output of the program. First x equal to 20, when x equal to 10, we are going to pass the value of x. Next, the x value will be first x will be 10, next x value will be getting replaced as 20. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we will be printing the x equal to 2 and y equal to 3. We are going to swap the value. So x equal to, for initially x was 2, y was 3. After swapping, what happens is that x value remains the same, x equal to 2, and y value remains the same, y equal to, because we are going to use the value of x and y outside of a defined function. So x value will be 2 and y value always will be 3. Okay. Next, we are going to see about the terms called immutable and immutable. Mutable objects, when we pass as an argument, the changes never get reflected. Whereas immutable objects, that is mutable objects, we see in about the that is pass by values, that is mutable object. Whereas pass by reference is called as immutable objects. When we pass argument, changes get reflected outside of function if no values assigned to the object. Whereas when we pass the values arguments, changes get reflected outside function when we have new value. That is, when we give changes or when we doesn't give changes, automatically the values will be getting changed is called mutable objects. Whereas it's immutable. Whereas mutable is nothing. The mutable is nothing but immutable object does not get any changes. Whereas mutable objects will be getting reflected as pass by reference will go for a mutable objects. Pass by value will go for immutable objects. Okay. Next, you have a term called call by value versus call by reference. The arguments which is copied function parameters, whereas the call by reference will be using the address space. Whereas changes are not being reflected in call by values, whereas changes are reflected, that is immutable. I say repeatedly saying immutable objects are used by a call by value objects, whereas mutable objects will be used by call by reference. Okay. Next is the main thing which is called as recursion function. A recursion is nothing but function which has been called by itself repeatedly is called as recursion function. A recursion is a computational problem solving technique used to computer science where a solution depends upon solution of small instance. That is, the function, to be simpler, will be saying function called by itself till the condition gets solved is called as recursion function. Okay. That is, I repeated, a process in which function called by itself is called recursion. The process helps in each method of solving replacing iterative code. That is, when we have a recursion in Python is used when the problems can be broken into smaller pieces, or it is maybe used for more readable code. That is, when we have a less number of when we have repeated number of codes, unless until the function is been called, or function without calling the function, we go for a term called recursion. Okay. There's two cases in the Python recursion function. The first case is called as base case. Next is a general case. The base case helps to terminate a recursion function That is, it is a simple case, it is answered directly or doesn't use recursion. The Python interpreter can be used a number of recursive comps to 1000 by giving recursion error. This is called as the base case of the recursive Python function. Next is a general recursive case. In this case, use the recursion unless the base condition is been satisfied. That is, thank you for watching this video.